Right tubers, we're actually fitting our new footrest now. So this is the old ones now. I've just taken the split pin out, so they've got a split pin that goes inside there. So it's just a case of tapping the split pin out. Now remember out where it goes. So you've got a little notch on the top there where that little long piece goes, and then your cable over there, that's a spring loaded. That's to help it do that. So it should just pull out. Should get it part way like that. It'll just drop out like that. There we go. It's that easy. Now let's just go over to the new foot peg. So this is a new one. These are £21.95 on eBay. I'll put the link. I'll mix them up for me base plate. The base plate is £45. So massive difference between them. Now there is also a massive difference between them because they don't fit as well. When that fits inside there like that, try putting it in the right way around. When that fits inside there like so, inside it's stopping. So as you can see there, it's not going in far enough, and when it comes up, so that means I'm going to have to shave some off this here. So if I shave some off that side, so we're going to go over to the vise, which I'm amazed we can still get to. And I'm just going to use, now for all of you that know anything about metalwork, this is called a bastard cut. So it's not swearing, that is a real name for that file. And if you're good enough to actually go to school and stay in school, you'd know what it's for. This time you have to tweak it. So just take a little bit more off, and I may have to take a little bit more than that because they are quite hard. That's not actually taking much off that, believe it or not. So excuse the walking around. Let's see how it fits now. If that fits in there. See, now it's still, as you can see, it's still a little bit off. So I need really, on that top edge there, the left hand side of it, the way I'm looking at it, I need to chamfer that a bit more and I'll get away with it. So let's just put that back in there, put you on there. So I want to chamfer this now to the left. So I'm going to do it more to this side. Because where that pedal goes in, it's not level anyway. And that should help it flush a little bit further. And it is hot in this shed today. Nearly as good as watching paint dry, eh? And you don't need to put pressure on this, let the file do the cutting as well. So don't push down on your file, just let the file cut it, because it will bring it down. People push down on them and they're not designed for that. They're actually designed for let the file cut it and then just tap it, or use a little wire brush to actually get out the old metal. Right, let's see how we're looking now. Now that's looking better. It's still, you know, that is still the way it goes. It's still tight. That is still tight in there. Now, and that, I'm not happy with that, because that is not, level. So what? Right, I can see what's going on now as we go on up here. This piece here is now too thick, because you can see the difference in the pegs. If you look at them that way, and that's probably the best way to look at them. That's a hell of a lot of a gap on there. So I need to actually take off a lot of that. So I think I'm going to have to use a grinder on that to get that off. Yeah, I think that's what's actually stopping me. Let's just see down there. I mean, that's what they're designed to do. It's designed, that flat piece is designed to sit flat and really make it solid. Where these, as they're not really designed to stand on, they're designed just to float. And as you can see, there's very little of it there. And that's the difference with it. That flat piece is where that's meant to sit on against here to keep it solid. So I want to really keep as much of that as I possibly can. And if you look at it, there's a good 2 or 3 millimeters there, which is most of that. Maybe it's going to be a bit more difficult than what it looks. And if I'm going to file that down, I'm going to be here a long time filing that. Be dead honest with you, I'm going to be here a long time filing that down. So I think I'm going to need to get the grinder out and grind it off. I think that's the answer to it. It's just, and that's not even took any of it down. I need to bring that down to about there, just where that line is. There is where that needs to come down. Right, I'm going to cut you off. Now I'm just going to give it a little bit of a grind down. Right, tubers, we've now got it on. Now the spring doesn't fit, that come with this kit, so I was just going to send it back, but I've started grinding it down. It does not support it, so it's a case of I'll have to work out a way to actually make the spring, but they're solid, absolutely. And I'll tell you what, they feel much better. They feel much better to stand on. Much better. I could really do with, like I say, finding some way of putting a rubber insert on there so I can put a rubber covering over it when I'm doing daily rides, because I think you'll get quite a bit of vibration through the engine and through the back of it there. Can't tell you until I ride it. So right, let's get the other one on and then on to the next stage. But yeah, they're pleased. You know, think about it, that's the difference with them. Massive difference in thickness. Great. Overjoyed. On to the next side. Right, tubers, I'm putting the crash plate on underneath, and to be honest, I'll give the link to it, but my personal view, it's not that brilliant. I mean, it'll hold up, it'll protect, but the bolts, even the bolts, they're the ones that's come, and they're not proper heads. They're threaded right the way to the top, which you don't want, and they look a bit naff to me. They do look cheap. Now it is an absolute ball ache to fit on. So you've got basically 2 of these little washers, and I've put that in wrong straight away. I've put it in wrong. That there should go over that side, so I've got to undo it. I hate bikes, I hate them. Right, so that fits up there. They've got these 2 little spaces, one here and one here. 2 connections on this side. It is so difficult to get these buggers in as well. So I'm going to take you off there. I'm going to undo it and move on. Start again for you. As you can see now at the back, there's 2 at the back here that need doing. There's one here, there's one here, and there's one here. Now, I'll tell you now, they're going to be really difficult to get to, because these have to sit in there, and then the screws come up underneath. So you're going to have to get them really, that back one and these first 2 in. I want to put you there, just like that. We'll edit that out. So this is just going to be so much fun. I can just tell. And this is a problem. You can put that in there. I think what you're going to have to do is put them both in there, because you're never going to get, once you've got that in, you're going to have a nightmare trying to get the second one in. And it's just a case of trying to hold it. And this is fun, so I've got my other hand there. And you're at such an angle under this bike, it's untrue. There we go, we've got them. And the worst thing is getting older is having glasses. Glasses are an absolute nightmare, because they're so difficult to work with. Right, I'm going to put you on stop, because in fact we'll just nip them up a bit. And this is the other side. These screws that they've give you, they're absolutely naff. You'll not be able to put any sort of torque settings on these at all. And the depth of the head, the first chance I get them, these are coming off. I'm going to find better screws for it. And I've not put Loctite in there. I think I should really put some Loctite in there. Yeah, I'm not impressed with them at all. Cheap. And that's why this is 45 quid. And the Honda one is near enough £200. I mean, I'm not saying the plate won't do the job. I think that plate will do the job quite well. In fact, I may just run Loctite and may put some spring washers on things. That'd probably be a better thing. There's hardly any depth on them heads to put the Allen key in. Right, so that last one there. Now I need to somehow get my fasten that up with that head. So I need to put the extension on there. Right, so that anyway is fitting a guard plate, and that's what it looks like. So, right, troopers, so that's it done. New pegs on either side. and a new crash guard, a sump guard underneath. Now I've got a new screen protector coming. And the next major things that I've got to do, the shockers and the front springs. So I've got YSS springs and shocks for it, so I'm going to change them. And I was really thinking on the long term, because as people have watched on the last one, why I didn't buy the Africa Twin, and I do like the Africa Twin. Definitely the DCT for me, that would buy. If I actually forget the PCP and buy this bike outright, whether you could convert them front forks into a 19-inch wheel with better forks on it, because better forks and better suspension on this bike is all I'd need. It'd be like a miniature Africa Twin with a DCT. Now I know it's extreme and it sounds extreme, but you know, it can be done, and it's how long I keep it. My age group, I'm not 40, so I'll think about how long I will keep a bike for, because I may have a good 5 to 10 years maximum left in riding. And the economy you're getting off this bike, there's nothing to touch it, nothing in that 750 range to touch it, unless you're going on the ADVs or things like that. And you know, I don't think that, you know, it's like the ADV off-road. It's not an off-road. The wheels are far too tiny for it. But let's just enjoy this for the next couple of months and decide what happens. So what I've needed to do on this up to now has been done. I now start finishing off this weekend the FZ6. I want to get that off the ramp, and then, as I've said on the previous one, I want to get that KLE on it. I'm really looking forward to getting that on. Right, with a bit of luck, next time we're looking here, I'm going to spend a couple of days really cleaning up this. It's got to become unmanageable, and that's the other side I've got to do. I've got to paint the all the stuff for the KLE, because I intend to strip all this down and paint all that tank and refurb all that. Them are the springs, by the way, out the KLE, and I'm going to change them for progressive. And the progressive springs, if people don't understand what they are, they'll be tighter at the top, and or tighter at the bottom and wider at the top. So they change the damping, they actually give it probably a bit more stiffness in the damping. So there's a set on them that I've got to come. As I say, the shocker for the KLE are part refurbished, and it's not worth it, so there's a new shocker going on that. And that's it. That's barn on riding the NC. That's about all I've got to do. So thanks for watching. Hope that helps on your Honda NC750 doing a few upgrades. I did see a guy who sent a comment to me, by the way, on his hugger, and I did say a Puag, it's a pyramid hugger. So he bought Puag. Now you get the Puag shock protectors on these, and I've had them on the older ones, and they're an absolute pain if you want to service. This is held on with a cable tie. It's so easy just to cut off and put back on. When you've got the whole shebang, which covers the actual chain as well, so it's an all-in-one. It fastens to the chain, it fastens to the chain guard protector. They become really hard because these bolts start to seize in, and what I'd advise, if you've got even a new one or an old one, undo these and put some copper nick on them, you know, inside them joints. I've done that now already, so put some copper nick. But I found that is like not even 20 quid, and that's a shocker. It really does look after it. Now there's a new one going on this, so it doesn't really matter, which is adjustable. Now I'm also going to put a sock on it, so you can get a sock that covers these shockers, and that again will help it a bit more. Whatever you can do to protect it, it's, you know, it's a winner at the end of the day. I mean, whether it's, like I say, whether I'll keep this bike to beyond its fruition of its PCP and do them changes, I don't know. It's something that's in my mind. I know the way I work. I just love the bike. The bike is just wonderful. Right, thanks for watching again, Virtual Biker. Ride safe, be kind to others, they'll be kind to you. See you on the next one.